Did you know that your gut instinct only works for problems you've solved before? So when you have this gut feeling that it's bad idea to go down a certain street, it's because of your history. It's because of things you've gone through before and experienced that is giving you the thought processes that are happening so quickly that you take it to mean that it's your gut instinct talking to you, which means that when it's time for us to endeavor to change something, to be part of a change, it's scary to us right off the get-go because we're used to things a certain way. So perhaps this is a terrible situation, but let's say you are a business owner and you are faced with difficult financial times. If you have never been through financial times before, you will think it's the end of the world, and it's certainly going to feel that way. But if you have been through such a hard time before and have come out of it, then for all of the difficulty that you'll experience, you will know that you will survive it, that no matter what, you will come through in some way, whatever that outcome might be. So this is a very drastic example. But why is this important for business? Well, we want to up-level our thinking to something called adaptive thinking. And adaptive thinking is where you can see the need for change, can accept new information and pivot. So that's why I called the video, You Don't Need to Make a Plan B, because there's never a need to make a different plan if all you're going to do is be agile in your thinking with your current plan and pivot as needed as the information comes through. So let me tell you some of the benefits that research has found for adaptive thinking. I will read them to you because I did not do this article, did not study this. So you can uncover breakthrough innovations or solutions. That sounds amazing. Resilience and readiness for change, which is extremely important in everyday life. I can't think of a single plan anyone's ever made that has gone exactly to the T as they thought they wanted it. Form more creative partnerships and teams. I love one. I love the collaboration of that. Achieve personal growth and flexibility. Also a great thing because it means that you will be more resilient. So there are a few components of adaptive thinking I'm not going to go into, but I want to tell you some ways that you can cultivate this way of thinking. And the first is to seek diversity of inputs to challenge your existing notions. So an example would be not to talk to people who always agree with you. There's a benefit of not just hearing yes, correct? But also hearing why something might not work, a better way to do it, or just an alternative way to do it, right? And also not just news stories you agree with. For example, if I see a headline and immediately I'm like, oh, heck yeah, then I'm not going to bother reading it because it's just going to be this little echo chamber that I don't need in my life. So anyway, you're looking for diversity of inputs. That's why in a brainstorming phase, I always reach out to a lot of people who I think will give valid, thoughtful, strategic, collaborative input. And where all those voices come together, we might have an answer, and where the voices are different from one another is an opportunity for us to think of different pivot points in our plan, in our strategy. Then it's to reflect on your blind spots in your thinking because that limit objectivity. So I did a terrific diversity, equity, and inclusion training, and one of the videos shown was it was of two people interviewing, and one of them kept saying, "Oh, I don't think that person would be a good fit." But there wasn't really a reason why, except it was a feeling, right? So let's go back to the gut feeling. It's based on your experiences. So did the person have a bad experience with someone that this applicant reminded them of? Or did they have a stereotype about someone that this person reminds them of? So those would be some examples of like to learn your own blind spots. You can ask yourself what if situations. I have a lot of times because I am trying to create something new, I will have people tell me it won't work. And for myself, I have to say, yeah, what if it doesn't work? But then on the other hand, I would love for the people saying it won't work to say, what if it could work? What if? And then how do we come together to collaborate there? So consider the what ifs in every direction. Experiment with provocative ideas outside of the norm. So just something's been done one way obviously doesn't mean it should keep being done that way. There are lots of examples of things that were never done before and turned out amazingly well. And there are things that colossally flopped. And you know what? I personally think that if you tried and you had a good reason to believe that something would work, then you succeeded and you learned a lesson, I'm sure, as well. And the last one is to drop the ego, truly listen and learn. Definitely agree. I mean, to me, honestly, there are no bad ideas, because something that doesn't work right now could work 2 months from now, vice versa. So that's it. Is to work on your adaptive thinking, you can really embrace change management, which I think we all know is incredibly crucial in our lives, professional and personal. Take care.